welcome back to my channel. Today I have my daughter Charlotte back with me again. We're going to be doing a video all about the things your sound person would like you to know. I have a list of questions to ask Charlotte.
I have a list of answers.
Okay.
I came prepared.
How did you first wind up starting with sound?
So in 8th grade, my sister was already in high school. She was doing theater, and I couldn't decide which high school I wanted to go to. So she asked the director if I could help work on tech, just to see if I liked theater, if I was interested in going to the school. And I don't know why she put me on sound. Maybe there was just an opening. Maybe that was just like she didn't need anyone anywhere else. I don't know. But I ended up on sound and I really liked it. And the kid who was sort of like the current expert on running the soundboard was a senior, and I liked sound and I was like, well, I could do that. And so I went home over the summer and learned as much as I could and came back and I was like, I'm gonna do sound now.
So an added bonus on how you wound up learning so much over the summer is that my brother went to school for sound engineering. So he was able to spend some time with her over the summer. What kind of stuff did he work on with you?
Mostly I just learned sort of the technical terms and how everything worked so that I could, like, I was gonna say in the field, I guess. That works. Like, when things were actually going wrong, I would know what the problem was and how to actually fix it.
So that was helpful and sort of a bonus that maybe not a lot of kids would have over the summer. So that wound up being a bonus that helped Charlotte be a little more qualified than other kids, because she happened to have someone in her family that could help her. If you don't have that, I'm sure you might be able to reach out to a community theater and see if there's someone that does sound at the community theater that could help you out and learn some things.
And there's plenty of stuff on YouTube, articles online.
What's a common mistake actors make when they are using microphones?
So a lot of the times after the show or rehearsal is over and they're wanting to take their costumes off, they just want to go home, and they have mics on, and they'll try and take the microphone off themselves. I don't know if it's just to, like, save time or they think they're doing us a favor. Don't do that. Just come up and let us take it off. It'll only take a minute, and it's like expensive equipment, and if you mess up taking it off, which is really easy to do, you could break something that's important. We learned how to do that. We know how to do it correctly. We bear this burden of knowledge for you, so you do not have to, and you do not accept our gift. Please. Also, when you're doing a sound check, that is so that we know how loud and how everything's supposed to sound when you're actually doing the show. If you are just like saying A, B, C, and then the show you're like, well, actually, then like it's gonna be way louder and we can't prepare for that, which is what the sound check is actually for.
So when they're asking you to say the alphabet, try to say it, or whatever you're saying, try to say it about the same way as you would normally say your lines. So if normally you have trouble projecting, then just say it the way that you would normally do it. If you're someone who tends to be loud, then say it loud so that it can get everything adjusted properly. What does the sound person want folks to know that they don't already know?
A lot of the times you'll hear someone say, you only get out of a mic what you put into it. They say that because it's true and it's important. We're not miracle workers. We can only work with what you give us. So don't depend too much on the mic. Just project and speak clearly and we can handle the rest.
I'm wondering if I should ask Vivian this. If when the mic's not working, can they tell? Like if you're on stage, can you tell when your mic goes out? We'll have to ask Vivian that.
I'm gonna call her. Phone a friend. I'll put her on speaker.
Hello?
Hey, when the mic's not working, can you tell?
As an actor from the stage?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Bye.
Bye. Friend phone.
Another thing to keep in mind is things happen, mics go out. If you're on stage and you can tell that your mic is out, do your best to project. The sound person will do their best to pick a good moment, if they can get it fixed, to turn it back on when you aren't projecting. They'll find a quiet moment, hopefully, if they're good at their job, so that when the mic goes back on, you're not screaming. Why should people be nice to their sound person? Honestly, they should be nice to all of the people that are behind the scenes, but since you're here, why should they be nice to sound people?
Oh, all tech positions take a lot of work and effort and just like constantly trying to be alert and be aware of what's happening. But sound, especially with our equipment at our school, everything is unpredictable, precarious at best, and just not working at all at worst. So just be patient with us. We're trying our best. We usually know when there's a problem happening, so you don't need to like glare at us or be like, hey, my mic wasn't working during that scene. We know. We can hear it. That's our job. Just hold on. Please. We're trying.
Another thing too is that you as an actor, you will get a sort of reputation if you aren't someone who respects people behind the scenes. The director tends to know that and they might not want to cast you again. But especially when it comes to sound, if you have an actor that you know doesn't treat the equipment well, what do you do?
So, for example, not gonna name names, there was this one kid who broke a microphone cord during one of the shows I was working on. I think it was like my second show. And now I will never give him a good cord again, because if he's gonna break one, it's gonna be a bad one. I will not give him the expensive ones.
Yeah.
I don't trust him.
At our school, money is a factor. Every theater department has varying budgets. At our school, all of the money that we have comes from fundraising and from the shows. So it's just constantly a cycle of fundraising, getting enough money to put into the show, getting the ticket sales. The ticket sales never cover the amount that it costs to put on the show. So there's rarely this huge amount of money to pour into microphones. And it seems like if we do get microphones, we need to make sure that they're treated well. And we don't want to give expensive microphones to someone that is going to ruin it on its first trip onto the stage. Do you have any advice for kids who are wanting to get into doing sound for shows?
You're never gonna feel like you know what you're doing. Ever. Everything is chaotic all the time, and your internal dialogue is just gonna be screaming, like, what's happening? What's going on? I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I being trusted with this position? Trust me, nobody else feels like they know what they're doing either. We're all just trying our best, and you'll get better with time and more experience, and you won't feel like, hey, I'm an expert on this, but you'll know what you're doing. You just have to trust yourself a little bit more.
It sounds like the best way to continue getting experience is sort of on-the-job experience. So just jump right in and work with whoever is already behind the scenes there, and they will teach you what they know, and you can use YouTube or the internet and try and find more things, and over time you'll get good at your job.
You're gonna make a lot of mistakes, but the good thing about making mistakes is that after you mess something up, you're never gonna mess it up again, because you'll be like, hey, I remember when that happened, let me get on that and make sure that that's fixed, and then I can deal with all these other problems that'll happen.
Hopefully this video has inspired you to consider working behind the scenes. Even if generally you're drawn to perform on stage, it's still a great experience to learn what goes into making the show behind the scenes, and I think it helps everyone be a little nicer and more respectful to the people behind the scenes once they've had a little bit of a taste of what it's like to work back there.
It's stressful.
So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. Give it a like and a share, and I'll see you next time.